All right, everyone, hello and welcome back. We are here live on the set, day 3 with Travis Jensen.
Hello.
And we have a very special guest in the studio for Travis's live shoot today. You may remember this man here, who needs no introduction after your amazing appearance in Travis's photos.
Right on.
Rasta Dave. Say hi to the audience.
Hello, good to meet you.
All right. So we're going to be doing a live shoot here for the first hour. We'll do a little bit of retouching, and then, as promised, because people were asking earlier today, you're going to show a little bit of the mobile photography,
yes.
A little bit of that workflow, but we've got you on the 5D today.
Yes, you know what? I had all intentions of using the Ricoh. However, I did not. I forgot the cord that I needed to import because I do not have a SD card reader on my laptop. So.
Okay. And in any case, what we're doing now is we're tethering from your 5D into Lightroom, so everyone will have a preview of what's actually going live. And I'll tell you what, man. So I'm going to be kind of moving around, following you. What's happening? Nicole's still here.
I am.
Thanks again, Nicole Clemenson. So.
Sorry, guys.
Run on through. Hey, this is live.
I know. Last day.
This is live.
Gotta make sure I don't forget anything down here.
Just do it.
Can you bring that tethering cord back to the hotel?
I will.
Too? Okay.
All right. So I'll be behind the GoPro in a moment, and then if you need me to assist in anything or whatever, just let me know. And shall we?
Let's do it. Let's get started.
This is our boot camp, right?
Yeah, this is our boot camp.
All right.
You know, I've literally been in the studio now for about 10 minutes in here. I took a few quick test shots. Nothing much. As you can see, we have an ample supply of lights in here, but I've turned them off because I didn't really think that we needed them, and it wouldn't really be an authentic street photograph with a bunch of lights. So we turned the lights off, and all we're going to use is the 5D Mark III with a flash and a 16 to 35 millimeter lens.
One of my all-time faves.
Yeah, this is a major go-to for me. Sometimes I won't take this lens off my camera for like months at a time. Right. So I love that perspective. I can get close, and I like to be close, as we've discussed the last 2 days.
Yeah, like you were saying.
You're not using these?
No lights.
Okay.
We're just gonna use a straight flash. We're working on a pretty small little backdrop here, but we're gonna get creative. I'm going to shoot this we're going to do a dread shot, and then we're going to have Jason do a heavy metal shot, and with his hair, because he has beautiful hair as well. And we will then run the images through Lightroom and do a quick little edit. I can kind of tell right now, with the light being the way it is, that I'm actually going to like these in black and white. And we haven't really spent a lot of time editing anything in black and white yet. I know we briefly touched on it yesterday, but it was mostly color.
Right.
And somebody later told me, they're like, hey, you know, you have images, like they didn't really need too much retouching, and people wanted to see more retouching. So I'm thinking with these, looking at the previews on Lightroom, we're going to definitely need to do some retouching. So this is our subject for today. This is my good friend Rasta Dave. I've worked very closely with Dave for the last, 5.5 years maybe?
Yep.
At least. Yeah, and going back to what we were talking about the other day, like I've included Dave in probably 80% of my campaigns in the last like 4 or 5 years, different shoots that I've worked on. He's a great photo assistant. He's a great photographer. He's got some video game underneath his belt as well. And so without, you want to just get down to it?
Yep.
Cool. So we're going to do a couple dread shots. As you can see, he has, how long have you been growing these things for now?
I think since April 2004-ish. I ain't cut my hair since 97.
Whoa.
But I've been locking it since like 2004. It's like 13 years.
So this is some serious work here, you guys. I mean, this is some commitment right here. So yeah, we got some serious dread action going here. As you can see, our dreads are going to be flying way over our seamless in the background, but that's cool. It goes along with what we've been talking about the last few days with the wabi-sabi concept.
That's right.
You know, these are definitely not going to be perfect. These are definitely not going to be advertising photos, but they'll be fun little kind of street snaps. Again, I cut the lights just because, you know, I don't know any street photographers that carry around an arsenal of lights on them. So,
do we want to get anything out of your way? Maybe this, or
I think this is good because this would be like we're out in the natural terrain. Like this is a tree,
this is
maybe.
A tree. Okay,
you know, this is a person. This is a mailbox right here.
So
and that's how we really work. Too.
It's actually good to have like kind of the boundaries.
Yeah, it's good
maybe
to have these distractions. It's going to be pretty tight, but we're gonna make it work. We were kind of talking about doing a entirely new dread shot. where it was going to be sort of like a half pose type of thing, and that's the only way we might be able to fit the hair into the frame. So let's give it a whirl.
All right.
I don't know. I'm going to be at 16 millimeters. I'm very close. I have my ISO set at 1600. I'm using the flash just because I want to. I probably could get away without using it, but I feel like using it. And I'm shooting at 2.8 right now. Just I want to have as much light come in as possible without having to use these strobes here.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
We usually hit these like if we're out in the street, like, or every time we wrap up a campaign, like this is sort of our our celebration drink,
right?
Celebration dread toss.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's give it a whirl. I don't know how we're gonna do this.
You want me to do some sit down first?
I don't know if you could swing them. Like let's just
try a couple.
Let's just do a couple normal ones real quick here.
All right, cool.
So I'm at about maybe, let's see, I'm at about 20 millimeters right
throw
here.
some towards you too. Try some.
Yeah, sure.
All right. You ready? Sit.
So it's all about timing, as you can see here. It's like skateboarding. It's all about timing. Getting the shot, getting the dreads at their peak.
Ready, sit.
I mean, we got it right there. Really, that was it right there. Some of these coming through. Like right there, but the eyes are closed. We're gonna do a few more, but so I just want you guys to see like that right there.
Yeah.
Like had we been outside and up against a solid colored wall, like this would have been rad.
Yeah.
We're a little. No, this focus is pretty good.
Yeah.
The focus is not too bad. I probably could pump my ISO a little bit more, but I kind of actually like it like this. I know you guys have comments saying that you comment that the images tend to be pretty tack sharp, but in some cases I don't mind them being a little soft. It adds character.
Right.
So I guess
Try something like this.
we're gonna try something like this right now. I've never done this. I've never actually done this being tethered either, except for in this in a studio. But here we go. Let's give it a whirl. So just keep them out of the face a little bit here.
You ready?
Yep. Boom.
Oh damn.
Right here, we got it. On this next one that's loading in right now, I can tell right there we got it.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
So,
yeah, let's flip it.
So we're done.
Looks like you're swimming or something.
So we're done.
So dope.
That's how I do it.
Damn! Look at the sharp. Look at the eyes.
Yeah.
Look at how sharp. Oh my god, dude.
So, like I told you, I was at the gun range. I was at a gun range. I'm not a gun person, and I was stopped, mid-shot, and the guy asked me if I was a sharpshooter. Because I've been doing this for a long time.
Dude,
so
nailed
So we're
it.
done. Like,
Look at that.
I don't even need to do any more.
And it's all on the. I mean, you got it all in the background too. Like you got every facet of it.
So we're all done. I can't really. Let's see what our settings were in here.
Yeah. You can see
We'll
right
go
here.
into the library. Okay, so 2.8, 16 millimeters, 1/100th of a second. That's because of the flash, and we're at ISO 1600. That works for me.
Damn.
Does that work for you?
It's dope, yep.
Cool.
And this is again very much to your style with the stuff you've been talking about.
You get a few shots. Like I know like if I'm sitting here and I have to spend a lot of time, I know.
You probably change some. You just change it
Yeah,
all
I have
together,
to slightly
right?
readjust.
Right.
One thing, like I'm actually gonna. This is a good that we did this in here on the fly with no preparation work, because when you find yourself in like a commercial setting, don't ever press the panic button.
Right.
When you're working,
Right.
do not press the panic button. Just take a step back, take a look at your camera settings, and just think, okay, what can I do here to fix this?
Right.
Your camera, this craft. I've seen people like have problems in the studio, and then they just kind of start to freak out, and then everything collapses. So you just got to remember to stay calm.
Right.
Take a deep breath, and kind of go back to the drawing board. Just readjust your settings.
Right. Dude.
So
awesome.
So yeah, we got it. I don't think we need to do any more. I can already see what I would like to do with this. I think definitely I just want to see this in black and white.
And I don't know if you guys can see the comments here coming in from Serenity Pandas. Beautiful, awesome, wow, so dope, nice. One shot wonder. Oh, nice. That's from Gus.
He can maybe stand on the block with that pose.
Yeah, we've got some of the Apple boxes if you wanted to have them do something, you know. Again,
Yeah,
like you got the shot you want.
Ringling Brothers.
Yeah, I mean,
no, yeah, I mean, if you guys want to see some more shots, we can do some more shots.
But that's up to you. Like, I think too. Like,
yeah, I mean, I got it.
You do what you wanted to get, and that's awesome.
I guess
just awesome.
You know, let's do let's do a mock street portrait.
Okay.
Like so. Let's say that I was walking down the street and I was like, wow, that guy has really rad dreads, and the dread shot didn't come, to mind right away.
Right.
But I wanted to take a picture. I would probably, hey, what's up? Introduce myself, tell them who I am, and kind of show them maybe some of my work, and then I would ask, if I can take a photograph. And I would probably ask him to stand to the side. I'd probably ask him to stand to the side like this, just because I would definitely want to get the hair in here.
Right.
And then I would probably, you know what? Actually, I take that back. And actually, 90% of my shots go on the fly. I would probably have him face me with the dreads over the face. Mm-hmm. And then having one eye peeking out, just so that there's a little bit more like mystery. There, you know what I mean? And then I would just kind of come in and I would see this, and I'd be like, okay, this is rad. And then I would say, look right into the lens, and on 3, 1, 2, 3. And I don't know how I could hear there's a little bit of a drag on my shutter, but slight, yeah. But anyways, I'm happy with the first red shot, and I think that's the one. We can go ahead and just nuke those.
You sure?
Yeah, let's just nuke those. And
you heard it here. That's right. Right.
Yeah, like I said, they're pictures. There's many more like them, and I think this is something that we can work with right here.
Oh yeah.
We'll work with this. I can already see that it's going to need a little bit of cropping, just straighten it a hair, and I think it's just going to look great in black and white. His face is evenly lit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like the skin tone and everything.
Yeah, the skin tone's perfect. I had to switch my white balance for. I think I put it on fluorescent lights since we were in here, and we have these overhead lights in here.
We can kill the overheads, actually.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it here. That's what I was looking for right out of the camera.
Sweet.
We'll probably need about 2-3 minutes of editing.
Okay.
On this, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. So Roger's saying manual focus on that up close street portrait.
I could, but with this I actually, the autofocus works just fine, and usually in those instances, like when you're dealing with strangers and people you don't know,
right,
you don't want to like take up too much time. Like I said, I'd like to have the whole interaction be like 45 seconds to a minute.
Right. And in some cases, 15 seconds.
Yeah, there's been some times, where it's been 15 seconds. Yeah, so
they're calling you guys the dynamic duo.
The dynamic duo, yeah. Oh yeah, there goes Mr. Squeens.
Oh, and Ant Pruitt's with us. What's up, Ant? So you just said the shutter speed was 1/100th, right?
Yeah, because of the flash. I mean, if I took the flash off, we would be a little even slower. Yeah. So I'd probably shoot this even higher. Like I'd probably go up to like ISO 6400 or something. But no need for that. It worked good.
No, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful.
That's sort of my style. Just quick and easy.
Oh yeah. Getting love and respect, man. Nice. Thank you, Evil Cerise, for posting the link to Travis's portfolio. That's awesome. All right.
Oh yes, Roger, that's correct. I have this thing at I was shooting this at 16 millimeters because he was literally probably 4 feet away. From me. Yeah, so we're at 16 here.
That's right.
If it was out in the street, I would actually take many steps back, and I would be at 28, and I would probably, and I would leave. It would be less cluttered, obviously, and there would be some better light on him. But this, this works great, and I think it'll be perfect for for a black and white image as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Dude.
Sick.
So
good work, man.
Can I take this? Do we need to take this out or?
Yeah. Well, are we gonna take any more pictures, or we're done?
I don't know if we really need to. I want to take one of you actually.
Okay. Well,
we need to get the rock or one of you.
Okay. So we'll leave it in just for that.
Let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that.
So what do you want?
So
me
man,
to do?
I think we should do a hair toss for you too.
Okay.
But
And how's the height? Is it gonna be okay?
We're gonna make it work.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just do a quick.
So also just a flip, or
yeah, let's do a flip. Yeah. So we have the Rasta and the rocker now. Okay, so now you guys, I upped my ISO to 3200, and I'm at. Oops, sorry about that. I'm at like 1/500th roughly of a second, which should freeze anything just fine. So we're gonna go again. Jason here is a pretty tall individual, as you can see. I stand about 6 feet tall. So what are you, like 6'5"?
I'm just under. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
There you go.
So yeah. So he's pretty tall, dude. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna go back as far as I can. I know you can't really see this in the studio, but like it's pretty tight in here.
Yeah,
like I literally have like 5 feet.
About
right
5 feet right here.
So we're at 16 on here. So this thing is pretty wide. Disregard the image on the Lightroom screen that you're seeing right now. Yeah. So,
all right, yeah, we'll do another test.
So let's just see here. Yes. Whenever you're ready.
All right, you tell me when.
All right.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, wait. Can I give you my glasses?
Oh yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So, I was a little late there. Yep. Let's do it again. Maybe just slow it down just a hair.
Oh, slow it down. Okay.
And 1, 2, 3. Got it right there. So the first one was a dud, and then we got the second right there. Boom. So it's all about timing, and it goes back, you know, it's like skateboarding, photography, shooting on the street, have a fast shutter speed. Dude, yes. That's rad, man.
It's sharp. I mean, dude, the sharpness of the face is just kind of unreal.
I'm a sharp shooter.
I'm a sharp shooter. Wow, look at that, though. That's pretty nuts.
What do we have people saying? Take a picture of Jason with a Japanese hair knot. A Japanese hair knot.
Oh, I mean, do that.
Do a meathead headbang.
Wow, man.
We got the headbangers ball in here right now, right?
Oh, yeah. All right. Seriously.
Cool.
I could do one more, like, aggressive face. Or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That was kind of like a...
I liked it, dude.
More like Charlie's Angels face.
Hey, that's good, man. Yeah, I like it. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Hold on. All right.
So again, I have the focus locked. 1, 2, 3. And boom. Yeah, there we go. This one looks pretty bad, pretty evil. I was going to say, there we go.
Oh, damn.
That's Hesh right there.
Right.
That's what I would say is Hesh life right there.
All right. It's pretty nuts, man.
Hair toss, yes, nice.
It's awesome, man. I'm like a lanky dude.
Dude, you're a tall dude. You're a pretty tall dude.
It's awesome.
So it looks
man.
like everything's in focus, everything's sharp.
Yeah.
You know, I like these.
2 clicks?
Yeah, we're good.
Right.
Yeah, we're good. We're
All
good.
right.
I mean, we could sit here and perfect it, but I think for what we're doing,
Yeah.
this will be perfect.
Okay.
Because
All right.
these are actually going to require some more editing, I can
Sure.
already tell.
Sure.
So maybe these will be great images to work with.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do I, am I good here? Like with this?
Okay, yeah, here.
Turn
So
this
let me
off?
here. So Michael will just turn off the tether part. Okay, and you can pull that. And we are good.
Boom. Okay.
All right. Move to the desk.
So, do you want to edit these first, or do you want to talk about Dave? What do you guys want to do first? Do you want me to edit these first, or do you want me to introduce Rasta Dave?
Well, well, Dave can come up with us.
Dave, come on in.
And maybe we work on these photos, and then that'll kind
Yeah.
of segue into the mobile stuff too.
Yeah, here, snuggle in. All right, come on in. Okay, let's see. So I'm working off Jason's computer here, and I don't,
do you want a mouse?
if we
Because
have
that
a mouse,
trackpad is garbage.
yeah, if you have a mouse, that would be great.
I do.
Screw the hair toss, the vein pop. Nice. Hey Travis, I was wondering what you do when you have a blurry photo. Oh yes, so Samantha, we were just talking about this actually. Is what I do is I'll take a step back and I will readjust my camera settings, because usually a blurry photo means that your shutter speed isn't fast enough. For me, I like to be my shutter speed for these types of photos like anywhere from like 2/50th of a second to 500. If I have a flash, anywhere from like 100th of a second to 2/50th of a second. Without a flash, you definitely need to be at like 1/500th of a second or 1/1000th of a second. But answering the question, I'll usually just step back, readjust my camera settings, and then try again. The important thing is just not getting just don't panic. Don't push the panic button. I've seen that happen before. I've seen where people just, like they get to a point and they can't really, it's not working for them and they don't know what to do next. But, never reveal your hand. What's the other long-haired dude? Sick hair, buddy. Is that Rasta Dave? Yeah, this is Rasta Dave right here.
Hey, right on.
Hey.
Thank you.
Travis, can you tell us about your first paid work as a photographer? How did it happen? How did you start? Okay, I'll answer this really quick before we move on to the editing here. But my first paid shoot was, gosh, I don't even know if I really remember what my first paid shoot was, but I'll tell you this much: it wasn't a good deal for me. I would say it wasn't a good deal for me for the first 4 years of paid shoots. but like with anything, you perfect your craft, you move forward with practice, and you build your resume. The jobs, I always try to have every job I take every job seriously, and regardless of the client. So even if I was in here being paid to shoot this right now, I would take this very seriously. I would have way more preparation, just because if your name's attached to something, you really want to make sure that you're putting your all into it, because it's permanent. And that's the way I always look at it.
Awesome. Hey, Dave.
What's going on?
Yeah, man. Good to have you here. Thanks.
Let me get my glasses real quick.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Getting
say.
old, my eyes are.
I know, lighter right here. That's a good thing. So I think what's cool too, man, is that having kind of seen you in pictures, and again, I think this goes along with what Travis has been saying the last couple days, where even the processing that he's doing is minimal to really preserve. Just really trying to preserve the wabi-sabi, right? It's you. It's you every time. It looks like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you take a picture of someone, it's processed. In fact, Nicole was just saying this before. It doesn't even look like them anymore. Like, it feels like we'd already met, because we've been looking at you the last couple of days. And no, it's cool as hell, man. It's so great that you're here and we could do this. And thanks, man, for wanting to do the live session today. I know this was not originally
this was like way on the fly.
Yeah.
And I wanted to actually use the Ricoh. I was determined to use the Ricoh, but
that's all right.
I left the cord at home. So I had the 5D because I wasn't even actually going to bring my 5D to San Francisco this trip. But so with this, let's see here. We're looking pretty cool. I'm going to leave this as a 4x6, and I'm just going to bring up the bottom.
By the way, I was just talking to Andrew before. He was doing some cropping, and I was sharing with him that you conform very much like traditional crop ratios, the 4x6, the 5x7, and he was saying the same thing.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, it's a rare day if you see me not sticking to the traditional crop ratios. That's just the way that's the way I see. I see in like 35 millimeter.
Right.
So I kind of tend to, I need to have that structure. Or
right.
else,
Do you think part of that too is like the familiarity of like back when you were probably actually getting images developed, and it was 3x5, 4x6, 5x7. It's just something about that format, that size.
Oh yeah, I remember. Before I even knew what the crop ratios were, I would send stuff to a lab or something, and I'd get it back, and I'm like, oh man, what the heck?
Right.
But I had no idea, and so now I just, I see in 4x6 and 5x7. So I really stick between those two. Rarely, rarely do I shoot square. For many years, a lot of the phone applications only shot square.
That's right. They only did square.
And so that was a way that you could distinguish my digital photos from my mobile photos.
Okay.
I mean, they're both digital, but that was a way you could distinguish the 35mm from the iPhone.
From the iPhone, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also shoot medium format images as well, which are square. I have an old Yashica D TLR that my brother gave me, and it's such an amazing camera. And you can get them they're like $80, and they're just amazing cameras. You know, every time I bring it out, it's a conversation starter. You know, people get stoked on it. Oh yeah. So, I think this crop right here is working for me right here. It looks, you know, we're a little crooked, but I like it. You know, I don't, you know, sometimes it doesn't have to be perfect all the time. You know, maybe we can scoot this over. I don't mind that bag in the back either. I don't mind all this stuff, really. You know, I mean, I could be a real stickler, and, you know, we would have had to do a bunch of work and put a full seamless through here. But, you know, I think for what we're doing, this is perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to go right into it and just turn this into a black and white. Okay. Here we have no editing. This is just raw with no editing. Right. So looking at this, I'm just going to kind of put some contrast on it. I'm gonna bring these blacks down a little bit just to give it that a little bit of moodiness, like that cinematic feel. I really love old film noir. Right. Like I'm really attracted to that, and I'll keep referencing to Alfred Hitchcock, and you know some of these old black and white television shows that I grew up watching that just had so much of an impact on me. Right. Like I said, like when I was a kid, you know, I'm not this old, but like shows like. You know, Alfred Hitchcock Presents was still in Twilight Zone and Donna Reed and Patty Duke and Leave It to Beaver. So like I really grew up watching that stuff.
All of which were black and white.
And they were all in black and white. Yeah. And I was always amazed at like how like smooth and clean the black and white is. Right. You know, and just the moodiness of it.
There is, and that that's kind of funny too, because I know some of them, maybe Beaver went color. That sounds weird. Maybe. Anyway, but it is interesting how you're right. When you look at those shows, you can like watch them on TV Land and other networks today. But you're right. There is this kind of ultra clean look to the black and white. Like
it's flawless.
It's
flawless.
It is.
And I don't. And it's so beautiful when it's done right. And I just. And to be
honest,
you
think that's 60 years ago, you know.
Yeah, and I would say that's had like a profound impact on my black and white photos. Like just seeing those images from when I was a kid and just like, oh wow, like those are, you know, and just kind of trying to make my images look like that as well. So here we are. We just did a few little clicks here. I'm down here now in the black and white color mixes here, so I know that we have a blue background, so I'm just going to slide and just see like what we're looking like here. You know, obviously this is way out of whack, but you know, we're about right here. I'll usually with these is I'll start with the auto, but I can see right here. Let's see the oranges. I'm going to bring these up just a little bit because I don't want his skin to be super muddy. Right. So let's take a look how his skin is looking right here. Dave, I have you at 100%. Sometimes. You know, sometimes I'll come in here and I'll take a little brush and I'll bring the whites of the eyes out here. Right. But here, as you can see, we don't need it.
Dude, and that sharpness, I mean.
Yeah, it's tack. And is what I'd like to do too with these is I'll come in here and, you know, this is just me being a stickler, is I'll come in here and I'll just add like, I'll just go right through here and let me just put this mask on here. So then I'll just kind of like sharpen these areas in here. This is very sloppy. I would not normally do this. I mean, if I wanted to, I could just come in here and I could erase, you know, some of this stuff, you know, but.
By the way, Scott Hampton is saying photo mish.
Oh, nice. Yeah, photo mish. Focused on truthful outcomes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's up with Champtonian? Oh, thank you for chiming in, brother. So I just, you know, I'm very careful about levels, you know. Right. Again, I don't like to just crank these sliders all the way to, you know, dangerous levels. So from here, like I'll probably keep it like around like a 22 sharpening in here, and that's just gonna add a little zing to the face. You probably don't even notice it. It's more of a personal thing for me. I want to look at what the calibration looks like here. you know, I sometimes, to be honest, I'm going to be completely honest, I like the natural vignetting on this, but actually, like, this looks cool too.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of shows, like, you know, shows the framing a little bit more. And, but, you know, I really think we're, like, pretty good. I think we're pretty good here.
It's kind of hard to believe that he was moving there.
I've been doing this for a long time. You know what? Let me just for kicks and giggles, like, let's just run a little gradient through here. Let's just run a little bit of a gradient here, just to add a little bit more emphasis on Dave, even though we have barely any foreground here. We're just gonna put a little bit, just so there's a little bit more emphasis on Dave right there. So I just ran a very subtle gradient through here. I don't want to put any vignetting on this because I kind of like this background here.
It's kind of trippy. By the way, you should know that, so this is, again, the set that we're on here is this Make It Studio set where, so I'm one of the hosts of this new show that we have, also on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel. And so the images on the walls, this is from the photography show. They change out the images for each of the different topics. So like for the video show, I've got a poster of Bullet, Steve McQueen, 1968.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's right. Bullet, Twin Peaks, the original Twin Peaks from 1986, and Vertigo.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Amazing film. Amazing film.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
I'm sorry they don't have those up now because with all the Hitchcock references you've been making, it was kind of like, you know.
Perfect.
You know who else? You want to know what else? Like, I would say what other film director had a profound impact on me was David Lynch. The first time I saw Eraserhead.
Right. Oh yeah, Eraserhead. Jeez.
The black and white in Eraserhead is insanity.
It's sick.
It's so good.
It's so good. Blue
and
Velvet. I mean, he's. Have you seen the new Twin Peaks?
I have not seen the new Twin Peaks.
No. Okay, so did you see the original? You saw the original.
I did see the original.
So,
yes.
dude, and we were saying this yesterday. I think maybe with Andrew or with Nicole, like the original Twin Peaks, super creepy, and it was just had this edgy creep that really only Lynch seems to know how to create. You know, in this particular way. This new one, and I'm totally someone who just appreciates that creepiness, like. Especially that kind of gritty creepiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one is, I mean, it's unnerving, man.
Okay.
Like he left me those first couple episodes just like, I didn't know how I was feeling. Like everything was kind of on edge.
Yeah, and that's good. Yeah,
it's so good.
Anything that evokes those types of emotions.
Yeah, and I'm
incredible.
I'm like I'm about I think I'm on the episode 5 or 6 episodes in, and like each one. He just keeps kind of up-leveling that creep factor every time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And
that's cool.
It is. I mean, you just have to see it. And there's no spoiler because it's just beyond freaking creepy in the best possible way. Like, he's just...
that out.
Yeah, dude, it's so worth checking out.
So we're done here with this. This is Dave. I think we look pretty good.
Yeah, man.
I think we're good.
You know what's amazing, too? And it's funny, like, I love... seeing the black and white absolutely did it. Like now, you don't really know where we are. Someone said, "Oh, the speaker's on top." Like that's actually it's a couple of Kino Flow light rigs kind of open and stacked. It looks you don't know quite what it is.
Yeah, and you guys saw this live.
Right, yeah, it looks like boiler room, but then there's pictures on the wall. Right, it's like
creepy little loft.
The creepy loft, but you got like the cement floor.
And you guys saw this live. I mean, we really took like 4 shots, like literally, like we took 4,
right.
Or let's see, we did one.
I think
I actually think this is
that one's pretty cool too.
I actually think this is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, let's check that one out.
I think this is pretty rad right here.
Oh yeah, damn, dude,
see,
look at the eyes.
Yeah, see, this right here, I actually find more interesting personally. But then again, like I said, all the images I like are my least popular. So I personally like this image.
Wow, that one's pretty cool too.
This one's pretty rad here. If the blue seamless went all the way up, this might be a winner chicken dinner. This one is rad here too.
Yeah, I mean, they're all good.
This one, this is what we decided to edit. Right. And as you can see coming in here, everything looks great. There's a little softness in the dreads, but I like it. It kind of reminds me of like wispy flames.
Yeah, I mean, dude, natural motion blur. That's what I'm saying. I mean, people, it's hard to believe that his whole head and body were moving there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here we are with Jason. He's much taller than Dave. So as you can see, I'm at 16, and I'm like
just getting the edge of
like
really,
like, literally like this was as far back as I could go, and like we literally have like an inch to spare.
Feet. Oh my god.
So
by the way, before you move on, so Blaine's asking, do you recompose for Instagram because of the square crop?
Oh, you know what, Blaine? Actually, now you can post. You can actually post vertical and horizontal images on there. So it's not just square crop. But the problem is with horizontal, you can post them as is. But with vertical, it's less than a 5x7. I think.
Right.
Like every time I do that, I want to say like for Instagram, a vertical shot's like there's a significant crop.
I think it's actually like a 9x16 or something, approximately.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think so.
So for this one, we're gonna, instead of cropping from the bottom, since Jason's so tall, we're gonna be cropping from the top. I have to be careful here because I don't want to lose his foot in the bottom, and I'm a huge pet peeve. I have a huge pet peeve about that.
Kind of cutting off.
Yeah, remember we were talking about that yesterday. I was saying that I have a tendency to get so close sometimes that, like a finger will be out of, like one finger, or something, or like maybe like a part of the ear.
Right.
And so I'm really been trying to like remind myself to like step back foot or two, because with the Rico it's so easy to just like
just get right
come
in there.
Hot, yeah.
Right, coming hot.
We call that coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Oh my god.
Let's see. So here we got Jason up. We're looking good. We're nice and sharp. It's a little noisy, but like I said, we didn't use any lights. This was all just my on-camera flash in the hot shoe. I think I even had the flash like at a minus.
It lends itself to the facial expression.
Yeah.
The grain and the grit, right? That's what you're talking about. Like when I asked you, I asked him like, so do you add grain? He's like,
Yeah, it just comes in there natural.
It just comes in there naturally. That's right.
So I'm just gonna make some very basic exposure adjustments here before I turn this into black and white.
Oh, and Serendipanda says, yes, I think the widest Instagram is 16:9, and I think the vertical is 9x16. I think they actually took that from or borrowed that from like the Snapchat vertical format, which is 9x16.
I mean, I really wish that you could post full vertical images on there because I hate that. Like, I feel like, especially if you're somebody that like shoots pretty, full frame, like, and you have to crop where there's really no room to crop.
Right.
So.
Oh, I should also mention, speaking of shout-outs, so the shirt that I'm wearing here was designed by one of our guests on the Make It show that I just showed off. Awesome.
Dope.
Developer for VR and AR content on HoloLens. Her name is Sally Slade, and she made this t-shirt that I'm wearing here. Stand back, I'm deving. So you can actually get this shirt at whiskeypistol.com.
So I'm actually adding some noise reduction on you because I feel that it was a little noisier than I'd like. So
wow, but in black and white, you're so right, man.
Yeah, it just works better in where, I love color, but I just don't use it unless it's, I use it when it's when the light just commands it. And in this instance, the light wasn't really necessarily commanding it. Right. So what you guys can see here is I'm just coming in here and I'm just kind of giving a little bit of pop to Jason here. I'm kind of bringing out the eyes. He has great teeth as is, but sometimes I just go in here and I just add a little zing, But, and see, as you can see, it just puts a little bit more emphasis on the face. We're looking straight heavy metal parking lot right here.
Dude. Should have done that.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Black Sabbath.
That's right,
man. Shout out to Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath Volume 4, one of my favorite albums.
Such a great one. We can put that. Oh no, well we can't use commercial music. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise we would, because it's on the laptop.
So here we go. I think we're about there. I might just want to bring down.
Squeens is saying Wolverine. That used to be my nickname when I just had the chops. So for like 10 years, I didn't have this.
I can see that, dude. You do look like Wolverine in a little bit.
I did, yeah. It was just, and they used to call me Levine the Wolverine.
Ooh.
Yeah, true.
Okay, nice,
true,
man.
True.
Nice. So I think we're about there, dude. I think that's, like I would probably just leave it about like that, and this is an image that would definitely look better off the screen.
Yeah.
Like in a viewed a little bit larger. I think the people watching this are probably viewing this a little larger than
Yeah.
this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Man, and that's I mean, and again, like
yes,
shot.
Jason is a tall dude.
One frame. One take.
Yeah.
And
literally.
you got the sharp. It's just yeah, man. Like you said,
One take Jake.
one take, Jake.
Yeah.
It's boot camp, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like I said, you get
and you're handheld. I mean, that's the other thing too.
Yeah.
And what was this?
I think
You're at f2.8. I mean, you're at f2.8.
Yeah. So
That's nuts. And you're right. You're right in front of my face. I mean,
I've just been doing this so long that it's like second nature for me. Like I'm so used to this now that.
Yeah. I mean, and just so I know some people are asking actually in some of the other streams today and yesterday. With that shallow of a depth of field, particularly on that 16 to 35.
Oh yeah.
And handheld and being this close to me. I mean, if I were laterally, 2 inches off.
Yeah.
And really, my eyes wouldn't be in focus anymore.
No. And here we are. And you know what? I would actually.
That's why he's here.
I forgot. You know what?
He's the best.
I would probably come in here too and like just maybe like pump this up a little bit somehow. Like
Okay.
I'd probably like. You know what? This is where I would put a little sharpening, and I'd maybe put like a little bit of clarity in here.
Okay, I was gonna actually. You know what? I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. So you just made it pop even more. You really do. You look like the Wolverine right now. I'm digging it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Damn, my hair is gray though. I'll tell you.
Hey, I feel you, man.
I know.
Man. It's kids, right?
It is.
Somehow Rasta has kids. But let's skip
I know. I was
Rasta.
gonna say it was once as dark as Dave's. I don't know. Mine is. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's it. Yeah.
So that's. I mean,
Clarity
I
in hair.
really just kind of walked you through my process right there. Like that's really how it would go down. It would be really fast like that, and
That's
I would
awesome.
and I would take. If it took me more than like, I mean, what do you say, Dave? Like it takes what, anywhere from 1 to 10 shots to get it right usually.
Yeah.
It's rare if it takes longer than that.
Yeah, it can take like less than 5 maybe.
Yeah.
Usually.
So
Well, and
Sometimes
that's
the first shot and that's it.
that's right. And you know, right? You
You're
know.
like, oh, I don't need no more. That's it.
That's
We're
it.
Done.
yeah, we know. Like that's like how I said right there. I was like, we're done. Like we got it. I feel it's sometimes. I think people have the tendency to like keep going. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right,
And,
because
like,
you
forcing
can.
it.
Because
You're
you're forcing it.
but-
Yep.
You end up using the same shot.
But then you end
the
up
first
using
shot.
the one that like when you know it's good, when you know it's the shot, and the individual you're shooting knows it's the shot, and whoever your art director is or whoever's
Yeah.
if you're on a commercial shoot, and they're like, yeah, that's it. Like that's why I just said I was like, yep, that's it, we got it.
Dude.
And
that's just
I
awesome.
use very minimal tools. I was on a shoot recently, and I showed up with a small, not even my bag that I have today, but I showed up with a small Domke bag, which is just a
Yep.
small like
I have one too.
an old school Domke field bag, and they were like, "Is that it?" And
Right.
I'm like, "Yeah, that's it." And that's
Do you use light meters ever? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was actually metering. I have
Yeah.
a light meter app on my phone.
Oh, okay,
So I
okay.
use
So
the
you're
light.
using
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
I use the light meter
Commonly
app on my
used, yeah.
phone, and I just I was testing it out. 30 seconds, literally like
Right.
30 seconds before we were going live, I was still metering over there, and then I'll just kind of meter with my camera as well, for these types of photos, and got it pretty quickly.
Oh man.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
All right. So now, should we?
Well, maybe we could talk about like Dave and I's
Yeah,
relationship.
definitely.
Where are we at right here? 3:43.
We got go. So
maybe
how
we
about
could go to the hour.
to the hour? Yeah,
okay.
because I know people were asking too, and they wanted to kind of know about how you got into working together and the stuff that you're doing, and how about in the meantime, we can actually connect your machine if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And I can leave the mouse out if you want to pair the mouse. That would be helpful.
And I'll just kind of give an introduction for Dave here.
All right. So hey, Michael, we're gonna pull the HDMI. One second. Okay.
We're good. Okay, right on.
Awesome.
Cool.
Here, and Dave, I'll switch seats with you.
And then do I put this?
Yep.
Right
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Cool.
Playing musical chairs here today. Mm-hmm. All right, thanks, man. Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. So.
Oh yeah. Oh here, hold on. Let me disconnect
I need to sync this on mine, huh?
Yeah. Oh, my mouse is going.
You know what? I don't even need the mouse. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, because I'm gonna just leave. Let me just pull up something that I'm gonna use at the start of the hour. Okay.
Wow, man.
Cool. So we'll just leave this up here. Boom. Okay. So I was very pleased to, the guys here suggested to bring in Rasta and do a little live shooting. The dread shots were kind of a hit, so I wanted to bring in Dave. Dave and I have been friends for over 5 years now. And we met through my interest in working on a photo project in the Excelsior, which is his neighborhood. I recognized immediately, Dave was already kind of like the neighborhood photographer, videographer, like gatekeeper of all the files. And I recognized immediately that this guy was talented and he was supposed to be a photographer. I mean, and sometimes I'll recognize that, like immediately. I'm like, this guy has a lot of potential right here. So, and I remember he was showing me photographs, and he wasn't even a photographer at the time.
Right.
He just like would take snapshots, and he was showing me these pictures, and I was like, dude, these are like really good. You have like a really strong, like a natural eye. You have a natural sense of composition and lighting, and then from there, I was like, hey man, like I really think you should pursue this. And I told Dave, I was like, hey man, like I'm gladly teach you everything I know. And it's been rad, like watching him like fully develop over the last 5.5 years. I mean, man, he has big shoots now. He has his own, man, he has his own, he's got clothing sponsors. He has his own, like, he has like some custom pillows that are coming out tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, nice. He has his own gigs. And for me, I mean, that for me is probably like, that is probably my proudest moment as a photographer, is like really, being able to teach the craft and like watching him just go like go off.
Just go off, yeah.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. So Dave, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you're up to. Yep.
My name is Rasta Dave. I've been shooting with Trav about 5 years or so. And man, we went from just shooting on the streets and just getting to know each other, and everything I asked or wanted to know about photography, he was my teacher. So he would ask, he would tell me with no problems, and show me how to edit, and you should get a flicker, and you should do this. And I just took pictures. I didn't know nothing about editing or none of that. I didn't know you edit pictures. I didn't even think I take them. That's cool. So I started editing them and stuff, and I started being real persistent, calling people like, hey, let's shoot, doing free stuff, and then people just started hiring me for gigs, and Trav always hired me because he knew I was the most like qualified for his jobs when he had his gigs, and we were like Batman and Robin or whatever, we just
exactly. That's a good way to put it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And we just we clicked, and we had gigs together. We knew how to work off each other. Our chemistry was on point.
Right, and that's a huge part of it, right? I mean,
big part, big part. Like we know how not to get in each other's pictures when we're both trying to get the same shot, or we have to move around or get behind each other, or we know when he's done or he's looking at his pictures. Okay, let me get my shots in. We figure it out.
Yeah,
and.
We have each other's back too, like on the street. Like I feel very comfortable. Like he said, like like I always, like I was been saying, I like to always hire friends.
Right.
And so like I feel at ease, like if I'm out and we're at night, like a lot of campaigns will require night shots.
Right. No, you talked about this the other day, where he's not only working together with you, but it also.
He's watching
literally watching your back.
And that's how it is. It's like, I know he would never like let, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I know that he has my back, and we'll be in like the craziest neighborhoods ever, and working on things, and so it's just that, and that's the relationship too. Yeah. It's like he said, it's Batman and Robin, and I'm it's been amazing watching him like just getting his own gigs. And man, why don't you shout out your show tomorrow, dude? What do you got going on tomorrow?
Yeah, Adam's Family Boutique in San Francisco. Me and my friend from New York, Affluent Clothing. We're having a pop-up shop.
Nice.
Got some pillows. One of my friends' picture on one side, a picture of mine on the other side. Then we got some little gifts inside the pillow, and it's limited release. So, you know, come show up and show some support.
Nice. Awesome. So Stefan is asking, you probably overlap a bit in style and workflow, but what's your biggest difference, or what makes a photo your photo? Like,
ooh, do you want to answer that, or do you want me to answer that?
I think it's different questions. I think it's different answers, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, my photos, well, I kind of got like a lot of access to like areas that no one really goes. Well, not really like that, no one goes, but like a lot of neighborhoods that pretty much the people in the neighborhood don't want their pictures taken. You know what I mean? So I can go there and take pictures, and a lot of those pictures kind of like make me stand out because you ain't seen no other pictures of these certain neighborhoods.
right.
You know what I mean? And then, so I think that's one of the things that makes my pictures stand out. Just where I'm at.
Right. You've got a level
areas,
of access, right?
And,
Yeah.
And it helps out. Then I also have just a crazy eye of things that I don't even know what the gift is. I just like, oh, this looks dope. This looks cool. Let me try this real quick. Let me try that. That's it. And sometimes I get goosebumps when I get like, when I see a shot, or I see some like a kid, or like inside the laundromat playing, or something just real cool. Like, just looks like, wow. Then you take the picture, and it's like, I get it right now just thinking about it.
Right.
We were talking about this on here yesterday,
Yeah,
about
that's
getting
right.
the goosebumps.
That's
like,
right.
that's when you know the magic is happening.
That's right.
Yeah, for real. You
That's
see,
where
you
the
feel
magic
it.
comes
You know what I mean?
from,
You're like,
yeah.
oh. Then you look at it, you're like, oh, wow.
Right.
Then you go edit it and you process it, and then you're like, man. Then you post it, and people are like, oh my God, what the heck?
Right.
And it's like the whole little, from you just like feeling it, you know, not just taking the picture, you're feeling that picture, and then
You're living it.
yeah, you get that moment, and it's the lifestyle that I live. Like, I'm kind of just sometimes just taking pictures of me, just a normal life. I'm just sitting there hanging out. One of my friends might decide to spend donuts out of nowhere. I pull out the camera. Before I'd be like, oh, okay. I'm so used to it. I'm not even. I just want to pay attention to
That's
the
right.
donuts
So
right behind me.
That's right. Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, run to it. Let me get a close up. Then the tire spinning. Let me do this. Let me try. Oh, let me get this in the background. So it's like a whole different perspective. You know what I mean? It's pretty dope.
All right. So that's his answer. What would your answer be?
Where, how our styles don't overlap. Where do our styles?
Or maybe what's like, you know, a unique characteristic for yours
For your style.
and Dave's.
for mine.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm drawn to anymore. I just know when I see it, you know. And I don't like sometimes. You know, I get labeled as just a street photographer, and that's okay because there really isn't another description for it, you know, and it probably sounds a little better than like urban photographer or something. But I enjoy, you know, I enjoy getting off the street as much as I am on the street. Like for me, I love being out in like nature too, and I like being out in the woods and like seeing old kind of Americana.
Yeah.
You know, like I really am drawn to the desert and like weird kind of forgotten.
Yeah, and you showed some of that in your
Ghost
you were saying like
towns.
urban archecture type stuff where
Yeah.
people have been but they're not in these images. It's really just
There's
the
like
landscape.
there's evidence that there are people you know that live there or were there or something at one time. But I really am, you know, I really enjoy, you know, for me, an ideal trip for me is just getting in the car with like no agenda,
Right.
and just going, you know, and I love going to Nevada. I love Idaho. I love Oregon and Washington, and I'm just in Wyoming, and
Preferably in a '72 Buick Skylark, maybe.
no.
What's yes? Okay, what you know? Because we were seeing some really awesome. What's your car of choice? Classic car.
Well, I have it, the 71 Buick Skylark.
Oh, the '71. Okay. Oh.
Squeens, who's been chiming in here, has on the feed. He has the 72.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and he's like, I would say he's probably like the Skylark master.
And as I told you that when you said that was my grandfather, may he rest in peace. That was his car from. He had a 72 into the 80s, and then in the 80s he had, my grandmother had like the early 80s Skylark, you know, but that was his ride. He didn't have those amazing rims though that Squeens had in that one image.
Yeah, Squeens has his dialed up.
Yeah, that was super dialed up.
The candy cream paint.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The gold ones.
Great answers, guys. So inspiring. Thank you.
Yeah, and man, we've just been rocking hard ever since, man. We really have each other's back. You know, we push each other hard. We give each other advice. We give each other good feedback.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, I include
in life and photography.
In life and photography, yeah. Like we're, and whenever I have jobs, I try to include him, and he does the same, and we just make sure that we're there to support each other, and like our whole crew as a whole, like the whole Photomish crew. There's a bunch of us, and we're all over the world now, and we have like a little platform, like a little message area where we just kind of bounce things off of each other, can talk photography. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, what do you?
We need some females in Photomish. That's what we need. We need all you female photographers out there that are that are making images, and you have a little bit of stuff out on the street. We would love to hear from you. We need some females in Photomish. We have
I agree.
Yeah, that's what Photomish is missing. So.
Well, I know people are asking yesterday, and I don't know if we actually answered it. Like, if someone wants to contact you for that or other things, like, what's the best way? Is it via Instagram or?
Instagram's cool. I mean, I try really hard to get to everyone. So yeah, you can email me at travis@travisjensenphoto.com.
Okay.
I know that's a very long
URL.
It's
an easy one. It's a good one.
So it's travisjensenphoto, PHOTO.com. So if you want to email me, go right ahead. I try really hard to get back to everybody with everything.
Nice. So what do you shoot with, dude? Are you a Ricoh shooter too?
I had a 5D Mark II for a minute. It messed up. I got to get it refurbished or whatever. Right now I got the 70.
Oh, okay.
But I use the 16 to 35 too.
Nice.
And I got a what was mine? The 105 to 28.
The 24 to 105, which I told him the other day. That was my favorite lens.
It had the 70, the 24 to 70, but then my boy traded for an 105, and I'm like, that little extra is it's the perfect amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you have the F4, right? I think so.
It's F4.
Yeah, okay.
It's that's so I was saying to him, I shot on the 70. That was my that and the 16 to 35 f2.8 were my like all-time faves.
Yeah, those are
35, 35 just man.
Yeah.
I love
everything.
I love the 35 prime. That's I would say that's probably like my
and that's the thing, right? That's like life lens.
Yeah,
right?
that lens was like made for street photography.
And just capturing life. I think it just really you see it as a human sees it.
Yeah. I shot a whole book with that lens. Yeah. Funny enough, I shot an entire book with that lens.
Really?
The 35,
I can believe
f2.
It. Yeah. Oh wow.
So not the 1.4, but it was the cheaper one, like the $300 one. And I shot an entire book with that, and then on the very last image, I switched lenses. Okay, so remember I was saying earlier, like, hey, I'll leave this lens on for months at a time.
Right.
So on the very last image of the book, I switched lenses. And I put it in my pocket, and I bent down like I was doing here to get a shot, like I crouched down, and it rolled out of my pocket, and the motor broke. And I took that as a sign.
That was a sign.
It was a sign. The book was done.
That's
it was time to retire that lens.
That's right.
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. Michael Rodriguez.
Oh,
Photomish.
yes. Michael Rodriguez. What's up, Mikey? Yeah, that's one of our Photomish brothers. That was one of our Photomish brothers right there. Oh, okay. Mr. Squeens, you're getting night botted here for using caps.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. So, yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what. So now I think, because we're right on time. So we got another hour. Should we kind of segue into the mobile stuff?
Let's do some mobile stuff. I think, I know there was a lot of interest
and
in
some
mobile.
more black and white processing, probably.
Actually, okay, yeah, so with the mobile stuff here, a lot of this stuff was shot with Hipstamatic.
Oh, yeah.
So this stuff is old right here. A lot of these images, like
pre-Instagram.
Yeah, this was like early, like...
Yeah, because that was early, what was that?
My son's 8 now.
3?
And he's 2 here.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, this was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is obviously, this is at the top of Twin Peaks. And this here was with Hipstamatic. And the thing that I liked about Hipstamatic is that it put this black border around the images, which made it like you couldn't really crop them, and they were sort of as is, and I liked that.
Right.
And for some reason, the way that I discovered Hipstamatic was being in the desert. I was on a road trip in the desert in 2010, and the light was so harsh that this high contrast black and white seemed to be the only thing that worked.
That worked, right? Yeah.
And and it really saved my butt. Like, I probably wouldn't have had the project that I had at the end of the trip had I not been using the Hipstamatic.
Yeah.
Like, I was tinkering with it before, but then like this particular combo, this Black Keys Super Grain with the John S lens, like this was just like, everybody knew that this was just my setup.
Right.
I just rocked it.
Right.
And so, again, yeah, my son's 8 now, and this was probably when he was 2 at Twin Peaks. But these were all Hipstamatic here, very light editing. I was getting really into shooting with the phone. You know, it was just a new tool at the time, and it was so new. I don't use the phone as much anymore. I mean, I love it, and it's a great camera. But at this particular time, these were all on iPhone 4 as well.
Right. Okay, so what's the 4? Yeah.
Yeah, so this was all on iPhone 4 using the Hipstamatic app.
Yeah.
You know, just really cool. Like,
and again, square.
Yeah, and it's all square. You have now you can shoot Hipstamatic images
in
vertical,
native,
horizontal, and in traditional. But at the time, Hipstamatic was all square.
Yeah.
And you know, and the thing that was cool about the phone is like I had so many misses, but there was you know, because it was just really hard to shoot with Hipstamatic, like as far as motion blur and whatnot goes. But man, when that thing would hit, like it would really hit, you know, and I would get these like really just cool, you know, like those, like I was saying, those film noir looks, and you can see it in here, like you can really feel it in like this type of an image. Another thing, I love shooting through glass. I love glass. Glass is the gateway to the soul. You know, like reflections and windows. I love it, and there's a lot going on in here.
Actually, over there, that's a crazy shot.
Yeah, this was a cool shot right here. As you can see, if you look closely, there's like a police officer right here on the van. Like if you see, there's like he's on his walkie-talkie here, like signaling. I don't know if our viewers can see that. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in.
I was gonna say, can you zoom in on that at all? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, now you can see.
Yeah, he's over there, and I think he's wondering what's going on here. Suspicious man with the phone. So, again, like, it just, Hipstamatic at this time was like, I was really just, this was the look that I was really going for.
But dude, again, it's your eye, it's that composition. I mean, look at the light there with the clouds. I mean, there's just something.
Yeah, and this was like a typical like July or August day in San Francisco where
definitely got some Hitchcock influence in there, if not just for the birds, but yeah, right? I mean, oh yeah, that too.
Here's another one of my son when he was probably, I don't even know, a year and a half, 2 years old.
Before
here.
2
years, 2 years old here. So these are like anywhere from like 7 to 6, 7 years old, maybe a little bit older, some of them. You know, just, and I've actually like seen these images.
Wow, look at that.
This right here, this was a street portrait that I took in Utah, and I'm trying to remember.
And that's iPhone 4, huh?
This is iPhone 4, and this was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And balloons for sale, $1.
Of course.
You can't make this stuff up.
Right.
I'm serious. Like, this was really in the middle of nowhere. I can't remember where in Utah this was, but it was like really in a small town, and he was selling these balloons for $1.
Someone's saying it shows a lot that all these friends are showing up in the comments, but also Rasta Dave coming to the studio. So dope. Yeah. I mean, that's what you've been talking about, man. That's awesome. Oh, someone just said, Bruna said, yeah, Hitchcock. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's up, Caesar? Yeah, there's my buddy from LA right there. What's up, Caesar? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you know, and that's what it is, man. I love my family. I love my friends. You know, we are a giant family. You know, and, you know, like we really like our crew, our squad. It's like it's a real brotherhood. Like we really.
Oh yeah. Aunt Pruitt's saying all about the composition, even if you're shooting through a cardboard box. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Right on, Aunt.
Oh, these are great.
Yeah,
too.
but see, I love these. The moodiness of them, and that's what I'm drawn to. This here was pretty funny here. I just kind of got this at the right moment.
What's going on in this picture?
Well, basically, this individual got caught being a little sneaky.
Okay.
And I kind of pushed the shutter right when she caught him.
Oh.
Yeah, but I like the image for other reasons.
Right,
I just think it's a cool.
Well,
image.
I'm looking at the guy in the bottom right too, who's kind of looking up, you know, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
It was. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. She had just busted him for for maybe looking where he shouldn't have been looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought it was the other guy.
I love this right here. This is just straight rebel without a cause. Almost got my feet taken off.
Well, I was
right
gonna
here.
say, now how did you
This was
take
moving.
this?
This was moving.
Right. No, obviously.
And I'm telling you, these aren't crops. So like I'm really like within 5 feet of a moving motorcycle. You know, right here. Great portraits. These were taken at Carnival in like 2010 maybe.
Okay. Wow. I mean,
But I stay on the thing with me, the way that I shoot events, if I do them, I don't really shoot events too much, but if I do, you'll see me lurking along the sidelines.
Right.
You know, you'll never see me out in the chaos. Like I'm always kind of like looking for the unique stuff on the sidelines.
fringe,
Yeah. And I'm there early too, you know, before the chaos.
Before the chaos really starts, yeah.
You know, it's actually sometimes attending these events or these festivals, it's like embarrassing as a photographer because you know there's a lot of people out there that are just, you know, up to no good, and you know it turns into like a photography like nightmare.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine too a lot of, you know, from across the field.
There's plenty of that.
Telephoto shots.
I mean, you got guys out there in knee pads.
Right.
with,
That's
like,
that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, dudes out
Zoom
wearing
lenses.
knee pads.
Right, with zoom
like,
lenses, exactly.
You know, they have knee pads so they can get on their knees, and they have like 10 cameras around their necks with like lenses out to here, and it's like, man, that stuff is so unnecessary. I mean, for me, anyways, it's unnecessary. I don't see any purpose. It serves no purpose in my
Unless you're
craft.
shooting the condor, you know. Right?
But that's what I was
Right,
showing
right,
you.
yeah.
Hey, you guys, I did buy.
That's right.
Okay, I did buy
saying-
a 1
tell
to
me this,
400
yeah.
millimeter lens, and I was using it for nature.
That's right. That's
last
right.
week when I was in Idaho.
That's right.
This was a street portrait right here. I remember this engagement. My friend was like, "Man, I watched you make this photo in 30 seconds flat from engagement to finished product."
And this is outside?
This was in the Tenderloin. Yeah, I just put her up against a black door, and then the hat, you know, like took center stage. I love this right here. You know, just these, you know, the kids looking out the windows. This cracks me up right here.
Right.
You know, and everything.
Again,
like,
not staged.
No,
right.
not staged at all. No, this is just kind of being in the right place at the right time and thinking quick.
Nothing. I mean, you don't need a caption for this photo, right?
Yeah, no. I think the thing that makes this for me is like in the guy, you know, like the little character in the right hand, the top right hand, corner with the smoke of some sort. This was with the iPhone 2. This was my kids. You know what? Somebody licensed this photo from me for an album cover. I'm not even kidding you.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
And
I just, again, dude, like your sharpness, your detail is
it's
always...
the light. It's the light.
Yeah, I mean,
as you can see, like I had, you know, like the light was really good right here.
Yeah, but it's just
this is
even
one of
on
our
4.
friends. This is one of our friends, DJ here, and this is actually
cousin.
like
That's
this
your
is Dave's
cousin?
cousin.
Oh, cool.
My cousin.
And this is way higher than it looks. Like this is way more difficult than it looks. It's,
And again, like no motion blur, totally sharp.
yeah, this is with the iPhone. Yeah, I love this right here. This is
great.
this image.
It's got some creep to it right
Yeah,
there.
I have to this day. I have no clue what's going on. I've had a lot of people like kind of give me their. I've had some funny explanations of what people think it is.
Yeah.
And I'll let your mind.
That's
wander.
right. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's kind of like a Twin Peaksy thing. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. Oh, Vanessa is leaving us. Good night, Vanessa. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Vanessa's coming to us from Utrecht in the Netherlands.
Wow.
So it's kind of late there now. It's like 1 in the morning there now. So hey.
Yes.
So got a lot of people tuning
What's up,
in
Nancy?
from Europe.
How you doing, Nancy?
We were getting some kisses on the screen. There, right?
Getting some kisses on the
That's right.
screen. Nice.
Oh wow, look at this.
A lot of these too, like a lot of these were just taking, like, you know, I would just, like I said, man, and like for up until a couple years ago, I was just like wandering aimlessly for hours and hours and hours and hours, and it became it became more than an addiction, you know. It was just like, and
So these are all from like
all from
that
Hipstamatic.
same era though, right?
yeah, these are all from like 2010, maybe 11.
That's great, dude. Oh, there you go.
You know, and they're all like pretty much as is. Like this is like kind of how Hipstamatic would shoot them out.
Right.
This guy's rad. This is Horace right here. I haven't seen him in a while, but this guy's rad. In Chinatown here with the who's this chef right here? What's his name? He's pretty famous right here.
Can cook.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, with the little signed picture and the thing. I just posted this the other day. I found this the other day, and I felt compelled to post this. I love it. It was kind of one of those instances where I just got too close, and you can see her like, what are you doing?
What do you do? Right.
Yeah, like,
not happy, but yeah.
Again, this was 15, 30 seconds, just quick.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Veterans Abbey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Chinatown.
Yeah. This was just like reminds me of you know, like a Dirty Harry movie.
No, I was gonna dude.
And that's actually, you know what? There's a lot of like, I would say like that era of San Francisco was like really had a profound impact of me. Like Streets of San Francisco days.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, Dirty Harry.
Bullet, Dirty Harry,
Yeah.
Magnum Force, right?
Yeah.
All those.
This is one of our friends' cars. This was with the iPhone.
Nice.
I showed this the other
That's
day.
right. That was in your portfolio the other day. Yeah.
And this is my youngest son when he was just a baby. Right here. This was at Fort Point.
And again, shooting through the window there. Yeah, that's
you'll see
awesome.
that a lot. I love shooting through glass. I love layering. I think that's what it is for me, is layering.
That's a great shot too.
Yeah. Wow. This one cracks me up.
Yeah.
This one too.
It says a lot in that shot, you know. Oh, there you go. I was gonna say, I know there's got to be some skateboarding.
Oh
ones
yeah,
in there.
yeah, which is hard with the phone, but
Yeah, I mean, again, dude, like, you know, and perfect motion there, no blur.
this is L.A. Watts Towers. I was actually laying on the ground when I took this. Like, my Photoshop skills are like nil to none. So like when you see things like this where there's like flowers coming out of the top of the
Right.
frame, like it's really, I'm not inserting this stuff in
Right.
here. I'm like,
That's
I was
above
laying
you.
on the,
Right.
I'm laying on the ground in Watts right here.
Right. Hold on, you got a question. Anton's asking, what hours do you like to shoot in when wandering aimlessly, morning or evening?
I like morning. I like morning best because I feel like people's energy is
Right, and you had said this yesterday
yeah,
too,
we were
right?
talking about this the other day. I like
Yeah.
the morning time because I feel like the people's energy is
Right.
like a little. They're fresher.
Right.
They're, you know, they haven't had a bad day at work.
Yeah.
They have a full day ahead of them.
That's
still,
right,
so,
right.
So
Looking
I like
up.
to be there to set the tone to help make it a good day. You know, like, hey, like I met this guy. You took my picture. You know, I've had that happen before where I've taken people's pictures and then, you know, they've come and they've looked me up afterwards and we're like,
Right.
man, I wish I was like nicer.
In a better
you know?
mood or
Yeah.
something, right? Yeah, totally. Adishnu's watching, and it's 4:30 a.m.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice. Thank you so much for chiming in. I really appreciate it.
Ihajo, that was retro. Yeah, I mean, some of this, and it's funny because you said, so Dirty Harry, by the way, is my all-time favorite movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah, and the music is actually a large part of that. That music, which was done by Lala Schifrin, which kind of, who also did Bullet, kind of inspired my whole, like, just this whole style of music that I play and write. And, but it was the direction, the camera angles in that movie, and the sound. And I mean, right? There's just so much like in your face.
Yeah, and just some of those scenes too, like
Right.
that opening scene of like just
Oh,
on top
yeah.
of the running on top of those buildings.
Right, and
yeah.
you're looking through the
Yeah,
the
it's just
viewfinder there and
amazing.
zeroing in
amazing.
on the woman swimming in the pool. Oh yeah, and that song, you know. Oh, I would love to play it because of course I've got that. In fact, it's online. I have a project from man, I was in college, and I rescored music for the scene where he shoots at Kezar Stadium.
Yeah.
And he shoots the crazy guy, and the guy's going, "You shot me! I want a lawyer!" Right?
Yeah.
And I had to rescore all the music, and then I was actually the voice of Clint Eastwood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta put that on, man.
That's how into it I was.
Here
All
we
right.
go. Look at the dreads have grown a little
Oh
bit.
yeah. Oh wow. That's right.
We've had some dread growth.
We've had
in
a
the
lot
last
of-
5 years.
Dude, we had a lot of growth.
Ones.
This was
Probably with the first
this
one.
was a road trip Dave and I took up to Northern California to visit my brother in Arcata, my brother Adam, who just had his birthday. So happy belated birthday, brother Adam. But yeah, as you can see, the dreads have grown significantly since in the last 5 years.
For real.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So we've had progress. We could do different stages. We went on this trip up into the mountains up into Northern California. Yeah, and just had a blast. And here we are here. This was from an Acura campaign. This is somewhere outside of
Lovelock.
Reno, I think. I think we were
okay.
or
We
Lovelock,
there
one of
yet.
the two. Yeah, we were on our way to
there,
Lovelock.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So this is off Highway 80 somewhere on the way to between Reno and
The
Lovelock.
sky and stuff there, man. I mean, that's just.
Yeah, this was up in Harlem.
I love that. I love that. I love that you can see yourself in those glasses too.
Yeah, and you can see that I have the iPhone 4 in my hand.
Right. Is it the?
Yeah.
It's the black one, right? That was.
Yeah, well, I think I
they
think
have-
I had a little case. I think they had a little. They gave me a little hipstamatic case.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Did the iPhone 4? Was that before? Was that before they introduced like the white because it was black until like the 4 or the 5. I can't remember when. You remember they was like
Yeah.
no, the iPhone in white. You know?
Yeah.
My iPhone 4 was probably my favorite iPhone actually.
This was in Jackson Heights, Queens, right here. This was like a really fast. I saw this woman, and I just was really drawn to her look, and I wanted to take her picture, and she just was very shy about it. And I kind of took a few, and I don't know. I really just enjoy this photograph for some reason.
Dude,
And this one
that
too.
facial expression.
This was somewhere in Manhattan, right here.
And you were talking the other day about street music, street musicians.
Yeah, and I just love this. She's playing the fiddle here. She's giving me a very awkward look, but then this guy here is just really enjoying the music.
Right.
And yeah, so those are some mobile images that we have here.
Dude, this one too is just
Yeah.
something
So-
about just how expansive that view is.
Yeah. So I guess what do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, what's on your mind, everyone?
Let's answer. Do you guys have any questions?
Any questions for Travis here about mobile photography, street photography boot camp, or perhaps the launch of some of Dave's new wares tomorrow, happening here in San Francisco. What was the name again of where?
It's at Adam's Family Boutique on Mission. I forgot the exact address, like 5163 or something. I'm not sure.
All right.
But yeah, on Mission Street. I got another shirt coming out with cookies too, with
nice.
my boy Burner. I got a bunch of little stuff going on. I work with a lot of cannabis industry companies and stuff, so I do a lot of work with them and shoot their products and stuff. Golden State Banana, Growing Passion. Yeah, it's pretty cool because it's fun just to go to those events, and everybody's just so cool and kind,
Right.
and just so humble, and
Right.
and I'm here and I get paid to shoot pictures and hang around cool people and just
Right.
get all these resources and networks, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's just great how this photography has brought me to where I'm at now, and I'm always staying humble. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people know
man.
me now,
Yeah.
and I'm local celebrity, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't act like it. I don't try to. I just
Right. Just doing your thing.
people want to call. Like my son wants to go shoot photography. He wants to shoot with you. Go, it's all good. Get him a camera. Let's do it. Like anything, I'll do
Right.
whatever I need to do.
Yeah, man.
I do it positive. I do it for the kids. We don't. I try to not exploit. Exploitation in my photography.
Right.
I try to just keep it as humble as possible. I try to keep my work as humble as possible. I try to be relentless, persistent, and just give good quality work.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a good mantra, man. Hey, Danielle has asked this a couple times, so maybe you guys can answer. So, and I imagine it depends on the job, it depends on the client, and for what type of use. But how much can you expect to license pics for? Again, I think there's a lot of factors involved.
So Danielle, I guess that's kind of a difficult question to ask or to answer. Excuse me. I think it might, it ranges depending on the project, but for if it's friends, obviously I'll do it for free. But if it's, a business or something, I don't know, it ranges anywhere from, for an album cover, maybe, I don't know, $200 to $500 maybe.
Right.
I'm just kind of throwing a number out there. But yeah, I don't really license photos too much. I did a hotel recently here in San Francisco where I licensed 20 images that will be hanging on 5 floors in a hotel here in San Francisco. But usually, like, I prefer to shoot something exclusive, unless it's for like a magazine and whatnot. But everybody's prices are different. Do you sell your pictures on stock? No, I have never sold a picture on stock. I'm actually really not a big fan of the stock photography. Yesterday there were mentions of images for massive billboards and internal decor. Could you share any tips for preserving quality in these large prints? Sure.
That's from Bruna.
From
DiGiola.
So Bruna is what I do when I hand in my files for any project. I usually give the client a folder of high-res JPEGs, as well as a folder of high-res TIFF files. And I've seen those TIFF files just blown up to epic proportions before. I've never had a problem with image quality from one of those. And I've seen them like really, really, really big on the side of buildings. So yeah, TIFF files, I would say, you know, that's my opinion. I'm sure there's someone that's a little bit more technical than me that might say otherwise, but I use TIFF files.
Nice. By the way, I just found my, so it was done in 1994.
Oh, nice.
And I'll play this a little, see if we can hear it. But it's the whole, and you can see it's old because it's got the old school, let me show the camera here, the old school time code. This was laid back to VHS. Oh, and all the Foley and everything had to be redone.
Nice.
Right, all the footsteps, all the breathing.
Oh, yeah, the sounds.
Yep. And this was recorded live to 8-track 1-inch tape while watching the film. And this was a piece I composed, and I'm on the wah Rickenbacker bass, and that's my buddy Fred from up in Hercules. Yeah. He's playing the drums. And we're gonna let some more questions come in, and then it gets pretty 1971 funky right here, as you'll hear.
Very funky. I like it. It's super dope. Yeah. I think we should just let this play.
That's right.
Let's just like have this playing.
And I've never. Oh, nice. I've never released this music, so it won't get flagged here. It's
original.
Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. I won't play the whole thing, but
sick.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah, Dirty Harry.
Yeah, man. That's Man,
I would love for you to compose something to like a slideshow of images. That would be sweet.
You kidding, man?
Like a 2-minute slideshow of images.
You don't have to ask.
We should do that. That would be fun.
That would be
I think
sick.
we should do that.
Done.
What do you guys think?
Do like a show with that.
Yeah, man.
That would be part of the show. Playing them.
Oh yeah. And you know, in the same way, and we were talking about this yesterday, Dave. Like musically, and I know some people watching who've seen us do stuff here before. I'm the live take guy. Like that's my thing there. I like it live. I like it played.
Dope.
Mistakes, little beat out here. That's the best. That's the best.
That's Wabi Sabi, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's my favorite phrase too.
Yeah,
man.
you know what I mean?
Totally.
Sometimes
Finding beauty in the
sometimes it's
imperfection.
perfect
That's
when it
right.
ain't.
For beauty
That's
and
right. Yeah.
imperfection. Yes. What is? Let's see. Well, my professor said that photography is a hobby and disregard it. I look up to people like you to follow my passion, and the Adobe community so far has been amazing. Wow,
That's
I
awesome.
cannot believe your professor
That's
said
sad that your professor
That's
said
sad.
that. Yeah, but awesome that you're
Yeah.
appreciating what's here.
Yeah, you
Change
gotta
classes.
nice.
Change classes.
Change classes. Right.
Yeah.
Stefan says we should do the recording on a live stream so we can bring you guys back. I love that idea too.
I would love to come back if
man.
you guys are cool
dope.
with us. You know, we can sit here. We can chat about whatever you
Show
want.
some of my photos.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And yeah, Bruno's saying, yep, just make sure to share it with us. Can't wait to hear the results of that. Yeah. Some grunge pics and Beetlejuice background music. Sweet. Nice. Thank you, Ihajo.
Cool.
Coming to us from Dubai.
Wow.
Ihajo's in Dubai.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Hello from Dubai.
So-
Jason, I do want to show you guys one thing,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi here, so I'm wondering maybe.
let's get you on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, let's just.
It's the mesh.
That's right.
Look at this picture in the background I took the other day of my son.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really have these chops, man, with
we
dragging
were going wild.
Dragging the shutter.
Yeah,
there.
we were going wild here.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, so I was thinking maybe have a little. Oops, sorry guys. So this is my website. I figured maybe we could talk about websites.
Yeah.
And how websites are set up. I built this website on my own. I'm not very technical when it comes to this. I use Verb. Verb is very user-friendly. I think there's a lot of similar web hosting.
Like Wix and
there's a handful of them.
template kind of base or
Yeah, so as you can see, my website is very basic. And the other day, a friend of mine was tripping out because they just realized that my logo here was actually handwritten, or hand drawn,
hand lettered, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they were really blown away by the fact that this logo was not computer generated. So I'm old school, man. I just do things the old school way. But as you can see here, I have my portfolio like broken down, very basic. I need to update this, but I have my main set here. I have a black and white set with 50 images and a color set with 25 images, some of which I showed the other day. Yeah. There's some of these you'll remember. So then we have some of the Excelsior images, Los Angeles, and speaking of getting off the street, I love getting off the street, and I think that you could probably plop me in any city and I would find a way to have fun.
Right.
And I would find a way to make photographs. This is in Lovelock, Nevada. This is my friend Doug the Thug, and he was managing a bar in downtown Lovelock, which recently closed, and I would always stop in there on different photography trips.
Right.
And he was always really cool, like curious about like photography and what we do and this and that. And this was a picture that I took of him in 2010 or 11. I'm not certain. I'd have to go back and look at the metadata.
Yeah,
but
sure.
anyways, I remember this particular image was very difficult because this bar is rumored to be haunted. And it was on Ghost Hunters, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's
a lot of stuff actually in that area, right?
Yeah. It's the Pershing Pub in Lovelock, Nevada, and it was rumored to be haunted. And it had a live episode of Ghost Hunters or something. It might be wrong. It might not be Ghost Hunters, but it was one of those like ghost hunting reality shows.
Right.
And when I was shooting this photo, I had everything right, but my camera was just tweaking out. Like, I don't know what was going on. Like, it was just backfiring. I couldn't grab focus. So, like, I had to manual focus it. My flash wasn't working. And it was just kind of one of those, like,
there's something's going on here, right?
But he said they were friends of his, so not to worry.
Not to worry. Okay. Oh, that's an awesome shot.
See, I just, this stuff just, I love this stuff. I love this stuff as much as I love the street. It's just, getting out there, the open road, finding these types of things, the old Americana. Like this here. This was taken outside of McDermott, Nevada. Okay. So, like, I'm in the middle of nowhere here, and I saw these guys on the side of the road.
And you're driving.
I'm driving, and I like literally like pulled like the like hit the brakes and like go in reverse.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember they were just probably like, what in the, like they were very blown away by the whole experience.
Right. Pure cowboys.
Yeah, and then then you have the city slicker with tattoos coming in and asking to take a picture in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere, right?
And then drives off.
Right. Without answering why,
just exactly.
That's right.
And they were cool with it, and I like the fact, I love it how you can't see their faces, and and it was they ended up being pretty cool, but they were definitely kind of like, what is going on here? Who's this guy?
And dude, that kind of speaks to that, Roger's saying I love these out west photos. I mean, yeah, if you've ever spent any time in the desert, and we were talking about this yesterday and even afterwards, and it actually speaks to that photo in the bar there too. There is a haunting, ghostly because this lifestyle, I mean, you think about today, right? You think about all of what's going on right here.
Yeah.
This lifestyle still exists.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
on the land, on the prairie, you're like doing these kinds of things, and it's in many ways very far removed, and yet, you know, you come across it, and the fact that you don't see faces, the fact that it's almost silhouettes, it's even more intriguing. It's more mysterious, and it's more. It creates that feeling, right? It creates that feeling of what pulling off the road right there in the middle of nowhere in the high desert really is like.
It's like finding like an Amazon tribe or
something.
No,
exactly.
Like an old ancient.
Yeah, and this is in McDermott, which is like, I mean, like literally, this is like population 50, in this, and this is outside of McDermott. So like, I don't know where. Like these guys were like a pretty long ways away from their ranch, wherever they were coming from.
And this is these are in Nevada.
Yeah, so this is in Nevada. This was amazing. This is Sand Mountain, Nevada. I felt like I was in the Sahara.
Again, you got that creepy, surreal, ghost, other world. Like this exists a couple hours from here.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Is like I love just getting in the car and going and just having no agenda and you know, and getting off the street. A lot of people think that, oh yeah, that guy's great. He's a great street shooter, but they have no idea that like I really, you know, like live this craft outside of the street. You know, like I'm a working photographer, you know, a commercial photographer, and then I, you know, sometimes I can make some pretty pictures.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, lots of times. Yeah.
You know, this was a portrait in Fallon, Nevada. You know, this is in the middle of nowhere. I think there's an Air Force base or something.
This
near
is like
here.
a train station.
This is an old train station. I think we're near Area 51 here.
Okay, that feels like like that whole thing plays into it, and you feel this. You know, you feel.
And this reminds me of some of my family here, like this brush popper style shirt with the snap buttons, the pearl buttons, and he's got the pen in there, and you know.
Yeah.
So, and again, this probably was a 30-second encounter. Like, I remember he was walking his dog, and I just asked him for a picture really quickly, and I kind of liked how it turned out with the mountain range in the background and the train, and you could see the tracks.
People are still commenting on like your tack sharpness, man. You just nail it. I think we just lost it up there.
In some parts of Syria, they used to say that taking pictures captures the human soul. Yeah.
Yeah. Cowboy Stanley. Yeah, he did kind of look like Stanley.
You know, this is in Idaho right here.
Okay.
This is in like near Parma, Idaho.
Ooh, never even heard of it.
And I just went by this place recently to, you know, I wanted to go back to where this cafe was, and they just remodeled it, and I was like really bummed. So like this is gone, and I love this photo. It's just very like, you know, cafe, and if you read this sign here, like you guys probably can't see that, it says apple key lime pie, stop by for a slice.
Yeah, right.
I like that. It's welcoming. Yeah,
that's right.
And there's no timestamp on it, and that's why like you'll see with a lot of these images, there's not a lot of timestamp.
No,
you know,
said
like,
that.
There's not.
You made that point yesterday.
And that's important to me. Like I feel like this here, like having a Toyota Prius would just ruin this scene.
Oh yeah.
You know, it just wouldn't. Maybe a big rig would work, but like if a Toyota Prius or like a Accord was
Tesla
flying,
or something,
was flying through here,
right.
like,
that's just as good as the day.
Like this could have, you know,
when it opened, exactly, right.
You know,
that was in the local newspaper when it
you know what I mean?
opening their
Open
doors
tomorrow.
That's right. Come get a slice of apple key lime pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great too, man.
And like I love these, and actually, you know what, these are film. I forgot. Yeah, these are film.
Oh, okay.
So this is film right here. So these were out of a Ricoh film camera. And again, I push my film 2 stops. I just like that look. I like the grain. Sometimes I shoot it at ISO 400, but
I don't mostly 1600.
But I love 1600, and people are like, "You're out of your damn mind." They're like, "You're out of your mind, dude." And
and you can say, "Sure, have a look at the portfolio."
Yeah, and I like it, you know. And I know people now that use that system. You know, like I just shoot everything at 1600, and I'll toggle between 5, 6, and 16 for the whole day.
Right.
And then when it gets dark, then I start having to do some more wizardry behind the scenes. Again, you know, empty casino in Reno. Like this was like Monday morning in Reno, Nevada. Just like all these open
sea
slots.
Of machines, right?
Sea of machines.
Sea of machines.
And I thought this was funny. And then somebody else later said to me, they're like, "Man, you're lucky you didn't get your face smashed in for taking that."
Oh, for real? Yeah,
I didn't know that it was that.
Yeah.
You know,
that's, again, there's that risk factor too. Oh, look at this.
You know, this was an abandoned gas station in Lovelock. I use this. I actually, when I did that Acura campaign that we were talking about yesterday, I took Dave and another model to this spot, and we were shooting. Remember, I was showing a shot of the car through these.
Oh
windows.
yeah. Oh, the girl in the window.
We went inside.
This was it.
Yeah, this was a few years before that.
Okay.
So this was me going there a few years before that. And what I really like about this is just like how it just says "die" right here.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
It's like, and I think it said "ladies."
That's right.
I think it
probably
said "ladies" at one time.
But the other
like
letter said,
now, for some reason, it just says "die."
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there, just you could tell that it's it's seen better days.
Well, and once again, timeless. I mean, it's so creepy looking. You just assume that that's like from the late '60s, early '70s, or before. Yeah. You know.
And this is just.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, this cracks me up. This just makes me laugh, and I'm sorry if this image upsets anyone here, and I apologize, but I find some humor in this where somebody had gone out of their way to put this up, and then somebody else felt compelled to write wrong.
Right.
So it makes me laugh, and then again here too. Like this is what I love is just seeing this stuff, like the G, like falling down. And
those old school backlit signs.
Yeah, just old school.
And that's funny. That part of. I mean, a lot of people who are watching internationally, especially in parts of northern Nevada, even northern Arizona, a lot of parts in California too. Yeah,
yeah, it's rural.
And
up
you
there.
still see those types of signs a lot. I mean, it's not. It's not all the bells and whistles that we have here in the city.
I thought this was hilarious. This was in Sublet, Idaho.
Nice.
Sorry, local calls only. And it had like a little fake
tin can phone. Yeah,
like good luck trying to use your cell phone.
That's right.
Pretty much they were saying.
Dude, I remember driving a U-Haul. I was moving from Nashville out to LA. I was going through Corona, New Mexico. Shout out to anyone in Corona, New Mexico. I haven't been back. That was 20-something years ago. But I broke down, and again, this was like mid-90s. I had a cell phone. There was no service anyway in a good city. Now I'm in the middle of nowhere, so it didn't work at all. I had to hoof it back to a gas station, and come to find out that the gas station and the post office and the little convenience store and the garage, that was pretty much to the town. And if I had gone 300 feet further east, I was in another town,
So that same person was the sheriff, the mayor, the city, city attorney.
Yeah, and they were, there's like
politics,
and the daughter who was kind of minding the cash register. It was a trip. But they had a similar thing with the, good luck. That was again the beginning of like commercial cell phones. There was no service.
Yeah.
For you had to go to Albuquerque basically to get service.
I don't know. God, I can't believe cell phones. I mean, we're all older,
right?
A little bit older, and
thank you.
We're all, we're a little bit older probably maybe than some of our viewers.
Yeah,
I have no idea,
but spooky. Yeah.
But anyways, it's like I can't believe I didn't even have a cell phone until I was 22 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I was one of the first guys.
Right.
Like I had the little Nokia.
Everybody
had the Nokia.
That,
and people would be like, "Hey man, let me borrow your phone." I'm like, "Man, you better keep that quick."
Yeah, 60 cents a minute.
Yeah,
get out of here. Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Unlimited.
I remember my first ever phone plan. It was 100 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you gotta keep buying the minutes.
Next thing you know, you get
$5,000
phone bill. I got hit with that one pretty good when I was young, getting a $3,000 phone bill and just being like,
Yeah, mine never went that high, but I do remember every phone bill, certainly that first year or two, every phone bill I was over, and it was always several hundred over. It wasn't like $20. It was a lot. Addition: in 1 hour you can greet the sun, sleepless at 5 a.m. in Bangalore.
Wow!
Shout out to Bangalore.
Man, thank you so much.
That's
for
amazing.
Joining us.
That's amazing. Adishnu, by the way, if you want to see me singing Bollywood in Bangalore, you can find that on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JasonLevineVideo. I sing a tribute to Rajesh Khanna on stage in Bangalore. Just thought I'd throw that out there. What else we got here? Got a lot of thumbs up. Who had the Nokia Engage?
I played Snake on Nokia religiously. I was pretty good at Snake.
Oh yeah, Snake. Yeah, super cool, man.
So here we are in Jackson, or the Antelope Flats, Wyoming. So these are the Teton Mountains, and
Yeah,
this is an
Grand
old
Tetons.
abandoned cabin. You know what? This cabin was actually in the movie Shane. I
Really?
found out later.
Oh, okay.
A ranger told me that this was in that movie Shane. It's like an old cowboy movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. I thought this was neat with the Tetons in the background. This was filmed too. This was film, and
Dude, just the light there is insane.
it was crazy, and like I think this area was recovering from forest fire.
Right, I was gonna say it looks like post forest fire. Yeah.
and it was recovering. And in some of these places, like you go through, and they just have like miles and miles of forest fire damage, and and it's crazy.
It's endless, right? Yeah. So Anton, they asked this before too, and you talked about this a lot yesterday, and it has to do with what's considered art and then what's for sale. But are you getting permissions in writing from people, or is verbal okay?
Oh, Anton, yeah. Well, for most of, I would say all my street work, it's just personal use. Like if anything, I would probably use it in a book or something, but I would never like use them to sell anything with. For that, I would definitely have to get permission in writing, and then I would compensate the individual. Like every time I use pictures of Rasta for commercial purposes, like I pay him too. So, that's just the way you have to do it.
Right. But in a book, you were saying like a gallery. That's art.
Yeah, it's considered art. Yeah, like an artist for artistic purposes.
Right, for artistic purposes. Right.
I'm not using them to sell a product or anything.
Right.
But yeah, great question though. And have you ever been asked to take photos down? It's been a long time. I can't really think of any one of an example, but I'm sure that it's happened before where somebody was like, hey, I don't like that.
And probably in the earlier days too.
Probably in the earlier days.
Now,
I don't remember any specific instance, but I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah. And I think we were kind of touching on this yesterday too. Now that it's like, everyone takes pictures. And there's so many ways to take pictures, phone or iPad or on your computer. It's in the earlier sort of interwebs days, it was like, oh, you got to take that down, right? There was that thing.
My friend actually asked me to take down a picture like 3 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I posted a picture of him holding something, but it had like his tattoos.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, it's kind of like incriminating. He wasn't tripping, but he was like, he's like, oh, God, police got my tats on file. So I was like, no problem.
Right,
it's
down,
done.
right,
It's done.
Yeah. Yeah, and again,
there's no hard feelings, and he was just like, just to be safe.
And that's
cool.
how usually
Safe.
we, I would say both Dave and I are very mindful of that. Like, the last thing I would ever want is like somebody to be incriminated from one of my photographs. That would be the last thing I'd ever want. And you know what? I've actually seen that happen, like where people were photographing things that they maybe shouldn't have when things hit the fan.
Right.
And I put my camera away, like, okay, that's it for me, I'm done. And other people decide to just keep shooting, and they're photographing individuals breaking the law, and the next thing you know, they get subpoenaed for their images. So that's why I just don't do it.
Right.
I would be devastated if I was responsible for that.
Right.
So.
So
those are some off the street images. Let's see, check our time here. So we have about 10 minutes. So
okay, all right.
What I'll do is I'll just gonna run into my little commissions folder here.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll run you through some commissions that I've done.
Yeah. And I loved these too. I love when we were. Oh yeah, and we can do a giveaway
too. Let's do a giveaway. Yeah, let's do a little giveaway. Let's do it.
Yeah. So do you have thinking of what we discussed today? Got to think of some trivia related thing.
Okay, I'm gonna do something about Rasta. Okay, how long has Rasta Dave been? What year did Rasta Dave start growing his dreads?
Ooh, it was at the beginning of the
I was at the very beginning of the stream.
So you would have had to really be paying attention at the beginning. And if we don't have anyone, then I'll think of something.
That's right.
Here's a hint.
That's right. Yeah. How many years does that look like?
There's some length on them.
Some length on them things.
It's old. I'll give you a hint. It's older than your 10-year-old.
All right.
But they're thinking hard.
They're thinking. Additional. I wish Bangalore were on the horizon in the near future. I have a very close attachment to India, as you may have guessed, and so. Yeah, man. If I'm ever there, beer and chill,
Roger
it
Leach.
would be great. It'd be amazing.
Roger Leach.
Roger Leach. All right.
I think they generate it randomly.
So
don't they?
we got a winner. So Roger's got. So you just got to put in the right date, and Nightbot will start circling through.
Her Murphy, my wolf. It's pretty.
Scott's got it. Kenneth's got it.
Anton.
Absolutely.
People are right.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeanette, Alejandro.
See, a lot of you guys are paying attention.
That's right.
And a lot of you guys are guessing.
This is, again, for a year of Creative Cloud. And if you've already got a subscription, we'll just add another 12 months to your subscription. And thanks so much again. We've got another just under 10 minutes here with Rasta Dave and Travis, again, talking about photography, showcasing some amazing photography. And, maybe... maybe just one last time too. We'll show these. I definitely want to show just the photos that we shot today. In fact, I wonder, maybe I can airdrop it to you. Can we airdrop in here pretty successfully?
On mesh, yeah.
Yeah, on mesh, of course. Okay, so hold on. I'm just gonna do a quick. I'll do a JPEG export for you.
Make sure you're on mesh.
Yeah, that's right. I need to switch. That's right. I did not. And I'll airdrop them. Okay. Well, I think all our votes are in.
Okay,
So, Nightbot is nightbotting.
Nice.
Omnicubed.
OmniCubed. OmniCubed, if you are here, you've won the giveaway. Congratulations. So please put your Twitter name, Twitter handle, Twitter nickname into the chat, and we will contact you so you can receive your year of Creative Cloud. Ihajo's asking, do you prefer rustic feel or black and white pics more?
Ooh, it all depends on the light. It all depends on the light, really. Like if the light's really nice and it would be a sin to put something in black and white, then I'll stick with the color. Sometimes I'm forced to use color.
Right.
I've also been forced where or they want to have everything in color, and that's where sometimes it becomes difficult because you have less than ideal lighting situations.
Right.
I think to end with, I was just going to show you guys a very quick little snippet here. I've been hiring one of my friends to make video portfolio pieces for me, so that it's just not photographs.
Right.
Like it's just like, here's a photo of some photos that I've taken.
Right.
So I've been trying to get like a little bit more creative with that, and I've been hiring my friend to make these my friend Jan, who I've mentioned several times on here.
Was in the chat yesterday.
And he I was gonna ask him if he wanted to join us today, and he said he preferred to stay in the rear with the gear.
Oh,
we were also talking about yesterday. Yeah,
that's right.
So this is a very short video that I did from a campaign that I shot with KQED. I showed some of these photos yesterday. You might remember these here.
Oh yeah.
I showed some of these, and this is what it looks like when it's.
And that's what you were saying then, on the side of buses and.
Yeah, it'll be on the side of buses. It'll be on buildings and
billboards.
Billboards. I mean, they show up all over the place. So this was a.
Oh, you know what? It's wanting to take the sound out of HDMI. That's why.
Okay.
It's okay.
We're good?
I'm trying to take it.
Okay, so this here is and I'm going to walk you through it. I'm not a videographer, but I have a lot of interest in directing and kind of ideas behind this. And, I kind of gave Jan like a rough idea what I wanted, and then, I just, like any creative for their craft, I just let them do their thing.
Right.
I like it when people let me do my thing. I've shot campaigns for people before where the only feedback they told me is don't scare people. That's it. That's the only guidelines. Don't scare people.
Right.
So I don't know if you guys are hearing this.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are hearing this here. This was for a campaign that I shot for KQED called Start the Conversation. Rasta Dave was in this campaign again, and I was able to bring in my friend Jan. And you'll kind of just see, this is some of the various ways that my images have been used. I remember we looked at this image yesterday. There it is. This is what it looks like, finished product right here on a billboard. Billboards here. Nice. You'll see a lot of the static going through. That was something that we've been working with too. Like I said, there's Rasta Dave with the dread shot right there. There we go, right there again. So this I'm just kind of showing you guys, like, this is what the finished product looks like right here. And I like it too, because it's very anonymous. Like, nobody knows that it's me, you know what I mean, unless they know me. I think we looked at some of these images yesterday.
Oh, dude. When did this campaign run?
This was maybe, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
So really recent,
Maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And these were all real people, you know what I mean? And these are all just like real people from the Bay Area, no models. This was what I was saying, there was a magazine cover. And this thing here is humongous right here.
Right, look at the size of that.
So that's, for whoever was asking about the best format, there you go, right there. That was from a TIFF file.
From your Mark II, right? From
my Mark II, my prehistoric dinosaur Mark II.
That's right, before you upgraded to
Mark III. Before I upgraded. And so I just, I wanted to take this moment and just kind of, maybe I was going to run you through, like what my portfolio looks like, how I organize it. This here was for, this was something I'd done for the Kiosk Museum in Union Square. This was right outside of the Apple Store in Union Square. And again, Jan made this where they're just showcasing some of my photographs.
This philosophy. It allows people who are just walking down the street.
Was featured alongside some really talented people, and it had, there goes Rasta Dave right there. Yeah, so
photographer / model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're seeing some of the images that we went through. Yeah, so we just, this is what I do. Yeah, and it's, talks a little bit about, who I am, what I do, and then I got some quotes from the individual that had curated the whole project.
Thing,
So this was a huge honor for me, and like I said, I really enjoy these little videos here. I think they're better than just looking at photos of photos.
Yeah.
They kind of add a little bit more context.
Yeah, nice text too.
Yeah. And let's see. Here we go. Here's local. I showed you guys this picture yesterday. If you remember, I showed you this picture yesterday. This was hanging, this is huge. What would you say this is, like 15 feet by 30 feet?
Oh, this is the one you were talking about.
This thing is huge.
Wall.
This thing is huge right here. And
what's inside the kitchen, one of those.
And then this one.
No, this is in front,
This one here is at local on 35th and Market in Oakland. And this one looks incredible.
We're talking about Roy Choi.
Yes, Roy Choi is an amazing individual. He's kind of a hero of mine, actually. Shout out to Roy Choi, man. And here's an example where I hired Jan and Dave to I was in LA and I couldn't.
Look at that.
Look
at that. Yeah.
Here's an example where I was in Los Angeles and I couldn't be up here to do it, so I hired Dave to take the photographs.
Right. And
Jan do the video. And again, I'm just trying to really include all of my friends. And these are just these little, these are just these.
Look at the size of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is really big in the new location. But so.
It's awesome. Oh, they even got an interview. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. And he's a great dude, man. I love what he does, what he stands for as an artist. I do consider him an artist.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So let's see how we're doing on time here.
Yeah, we've got about 2 minutes. So here,
questions.
And see if you can pull up your Finder. If I can airdrop this to you. Let me see if I can.
I'm sorry, we got to replay that. This was our one and only Photo Mish commercial right here.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, replay it.
I'm sorry.
It's on like 15 seconds or something.
This was our one and only Photo Mish commercial.
Oh, nice. No. You actually captured video of that in the street. Yeah.
It's hypnotizing. Okay, so you airdropped me.
Well,
right?
I'm not seeing you, so if you can go to your Finder.
I know.
Let's see.
Your Finder and accept probably.
Yeah. And just go to airdrop and I'll. There you are. Yep. Sweet.
Should come up as Music Man's. Or no.
Okay, it's waiting for you now.
Okay.
I set it up.
Or my phone. I let Dave put music on my phone, and like people are like, "Music Man 415, who the heck is this?" And I was like, "Oh,
that's fine."
Okay, so we do have some photos coming through.
Oh, we have like 15 seconds.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
15 seconds.
There we go. Rasta Dave in the studio.
Rasta Dave in the studio.
Nice.
Dope.
Back and forth.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Awesome.
Real quick takes.
All right, guys, we are out of time. Thank you so
Man,
much, Travis.
my pleasure.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Rasta Dave.
man.
It was
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys, man.
great pleasure
Anytime,
meeting you.
Anytime.
Thank you so much for teaching, for inspiring, for being real, for bringing love and joy and community, and really the feeling of creating this stuff and this concept of street boot camp. Man, it's powerful. The message is powerful. The image is powerful, and we are so honored to have you here, and so honored to have you here too today, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Man. Anytime, man.
Till next
Anytime.
time, brother. All right.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I really
Much
appreciate
love.
it.
Yeah, man. I mean it. All right.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you so
Another
much.
stripe to the coat.
That's right. And we will see you again right here on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel next time for Adobe Live. So until then, have a good one, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, man, this is...